Greetings, my fellow servants of the God Emperor. It is the Ash Heritor, and welcome back to Rogue Trader. Here we are, inside the Heartless, commanding our very own squad of Adeptus Arbites, with Solomorne Antar at the head, along with his doggo, his robo-doggo, Glato. Oh, isn't that cute? Yeah, they did a cool thing with forcing us to fight with the lower-level squad, making these lower-level encounters a little bit more engaging. And it was pretty challenging, actually, because we are still on the highest difficulty. Anyways, let's carry on. We need to find the captain of the Heartless, this dastardly Psyker ruffian that has been absconding with the Imperial Tithe, which, big no-no. Very big no-no. Let's blow this up. Why? I don't know. Uh-oh. Yeah. Oh, God. Oh, God. Uh-oh. Run. Run. Shit. Oh, Glato! Oh, he's getting, Solomorne. I guess that means our squad is dead. And he's gonna be a bit crispy.
Throne's blood. Rice, Stein, Clayton. I am witness to your final judgment. Sargona will not escape me. I swear it.
Shit. He's just dead. Okay, I don't think there's
to dig around?
much to do down here, aside from check out these T-posing heretics. We won't worry too much about them. Ah, we gotta blow this turret up so that Cyrene and co can get past. Okay. Activate the door. I guess that blew up both of them. Maybe there was just a power supply that we had to take out. Okay. Ah. And it's back to us. Anything else here? I don't think so. Anyways. Despite multiple wounds, Solomorne stands firm. The Proctor's eyes are burning bright, like he has gotten a second wind.
My squad is down. We need to regroup. Here's what we do. I go with you, and one of your retinue stays behind to take charge of the defense along with the surviving arbitrators.
With your permission, Lord Captain, I would prefer to remain at your side. The Proctor's expertise is indisputable, but he is not your seneschal.
I am your shadow, Domin. I am your blade and shield. Do not cast me from your side, not when you are but a step away from the abyss.
The Lawkeeper's advice is sound, Eighth-Father. Whichever of your servants are sapped of their strength, leave them here. If there is need, I can pull the weight of 2 fighters, or 5.
We're not going to be flirtatious.
Sounds reasonable. Let us move out. Let's not keep the bastard waiting.
So, who are we leaving behind? I'm assuming we'll leave Ulfar. Yeah, Ulfar can hold with the surviving arbitrators. Okay, we gotta level him up. We have... Okay, let's check and see what he has. First off, we're just gonna look at his abilities. So he's got ballistic skill, agility, and perception. Okay, run and gun, revel and slaughter. You know, all of the usual stuff. Okay, so he has Grisly Adjudication. Shotgun attack has 20% additional armor penetration and inflicts 20 levels of bleeding on hit. Okay, interesting. He's got Point Blank. Second Skin. Armor does not reduce dodge. Nice. Can parry with a ranged weapon with lawful intervention. That's cool. Oh, no, hold on. He can also make attacks of opportunity with a ranged weapon that they can use in melee range. That's really cool. Demolition Engineer. Demolition instead of intelligence to determine additional damage dealt with area ranged attacks. Very cool. Deals 5% more damage for every 10 points of demolition, instead of 5% for every 10 points of intelligence. After the soldier deals damage to 3 different enemies... Okay, Rack and Ruin, yeah, we know that one. Armor piercing. Okay. Yeah, reduce armor on hitting. Prepared prosecution. During the tactical phase, the arbitrator can be placed in a cell adjacent to an enemy. Very nice. Okay, so then we go to Overseer here and see how far in he's already gotten. So he's got Run on the doggo. Overcharge is the ultimate ability. We'll look at that when that's available. And then, hold on, what's this one? Suppression Factor. Enemies in a 3-cell radius around the familiar suffer -5 to characteristics considered to be the familiar's key characteristics. What are your key characteristics? Presumably the ones that are the highest, so it'd be strength and weapon skill. Maybe also toughness, I'm not sure. Features, let me see. Key characteristics, Cybermastiff. Yeah, weapon skill and strength. Okay, so they'll suffer penalties to that. Cool. Yeah, AP increase. And then we have perimeter defense. If Protect is used on the Overseer, the Cybermastiff's MP is doubled when moving to them. Okay, so he can always come, or at least he can move twice as far to get back to Solomorne. Handy. Advanced tracking. Each cell traversed by the Cybermastiff increases its damage dealt. Yeah, we saw that one already. And then Cohesion. The familiar gains 50% dodge against their Overseer's attacks. Okay, so Overseer can do the area attacks with the familiar in there and is less likely to hit them. And Defensive Maneuver. Whenever the wielder successfully uses Shield Bash, they gain a +2 MP. If they move, they will not provoke attacks of opportunity from the target until the end of turn. That's cool. Alright, let's get some new stuff. So, choose new talent. So this is going to be an Overseer talent. What's side-by-side like? While the Overseer and the Familiar are adjacent to each other, both of them reroll failed dodge attempts once per attack, okay? Whenever the Overseer hits the same target right after the Cybermastiff in Battle Mode Standby hits it, the Overseer's attacks always score a critical hit. I don't know if I'm going to use Battle Mode Standby so often. Rite of Calibration could be okay. It's only once per combat, though. Oh, okay. Relentless Pursuit. So, yeah, he can do Apprehend with one of his abilities. I think it's just a baseline ability that he gets. So that could be good. Each subsequent hit scored by the Cybermastiff against an apprehended enemy deals +0 damage. Why is this sitting at +0? Familiar strength bonus. That should be more than 0. We'll assume it's going to be more than 0. So he's going to get more ballistic skill, I think. Because, yeah, like a lot of his abilities, they do seem to rely either on Fellowship or ballistic skill. Guess we'll see. Anyways, he needs high demolition. Okay, and Overcharge. Let's actually quickly check what Overcharge does, because we need to upgrade it. The Cybermastiff immediately heals to full wounds, even if it has 0. The Overseer's next 3 abilities cost -1 AP. That's really cool. Until the end of combat, the Cybermastiff deals an additional damage equal to 6% of the target's max wounds. Fantastic. Okay, that's good. So the harder target, the more damage he deals. Okay, that's going to buff up the Overseer a bit. Let's check here. Whenever the Overseer uses Overcharge, the Familiar gains +30 to its key characteristics for 1 round. That bonus lasts, or it'll become a +10 bonus instead, and lasts until the end of combat afterwards. That's pretty good. I'll take that. It's Autonomous Medkit. The Familiar's max wounds are increased by the Overseer's toughness bonus. 2 times the Overseer's toughness bonus. That's not very much. Auto-Medicate. The Cybermastiff suffers, or if the Cybermastiff suffers bleeding, burning, or toxin at the start of the Overseer's next turn, the level of this effect is reduced by 4. That's pretty good. I'll take that. Add a bit of survivability. We have another common talent here. So, let's check the Arbitrator ones. The Arbitrator gains toughness equal to half their equipped shield's block. Yes, please, because we need more toughness also. We'll get more toughness in a sec, but we're going to do ballistic skill for now, and more demolition. And then we get ourselves a new ability. Bite. The Overseer chooses an enemy in their line of sight within the familiar's movement point divided by 2 cells of the Cybermastiff. The Cybermastiff immediately dashes to that enemy and performs a special attack. The target suffers rending damage and must pass a toughness test or fall prone. Like that. What's consolidation? Okay, so the Overseer immediately dashes to their familiar within 8 cells. The Overseer can move through allies and enemies, but not through obstacles. Does not provoke attacks of opportunity. Okay, so that's better if you have a Cyber Eagle, because then you just get 8 movement points. That's kind of cool. Growl. The Cybermastiff lets out a terrifying growl. For 1 round, all enemies in a 2-cell radius deal 15% less damage to the Cybermastiff, the Overseer, and their allies. Ooh. Nice little bit of debuff action. I think I'm going to do that, unless Strategic Adaptation is really good. Depending on their Familiar's number of wounds, the Overseer or the Familiar gains a special benefit for 1 round. If the Familiar has less than 50% wounds, the next 3 hits against the Familiar have their damage reduced by 14. That's pretty solid. If the Familiar has 50% wounds or more, the Overseer deals 10% more damage with their next attack. If that attack kills the target, it does not count towards the attack limit per turn, and the Overseer the Overseer regains any AP spent on it. That sounds fun also, but I'm going to take Growl. What's Battle Mode Terror? Whenever the Cybermastiff hits the apprehended enemy or an enemy adjacent to the protected ally, it gains +1 to its key characteristics. Okay, that's... not sure about that. What's Automatic Protection? The protected ally ignores attacks of opportunity. Okay. Attacks against the Familiar have -18% critical hit chance. You have ammo bags on the dog. That is pretty funny. It's Dependable Ally. Whenever a Familiar's ability is used on an ally, can be the Overseer. Okay, so that's if we use, like, Protect. Enhanced Augmentics. Okay, key characteristics are up by 5. We might just take that. This is not enough at this stage in the game. Rite of Calibration. Yeah, I'm going to do Enhanced Augmentics. And we take another Arbitrator one here. As long as the Arbitrator has more than 90% wounds, they are immune to quite a few debuffs, maybe. So this will buff his attacks of opportunity. And could potentially immobilize targets with attacks of opportunity. That could be good. Allies in a 3-cell radius around the Arbitrator deal 10. Yeah, I don't do, like, squad-based stuff. All my people act pretty independently. Once per turn, the Arbitrator can throw a grenade that does not deal damage on impact. The action costs 0 AP and does not count towards the attack per turn limit. That's really good. Also going to incentivize me to use, like, stun grenades and stuff more. So, we'll do that. Oh, he can't get toughness. Okay. Let's see here. What's his fellowship? Is at 60? We'll leave that. So we can always give him a little bit more agility. And then, what else do we want to give him? Coercion, I guess. Sounds reasonable. Okay. What else do we have here? We should probably use this on another Overseer ability, but... yeah, we'll take Armored Hide. Okay, and we have another common talent. What did Mob Justice do? Right. Public Sentencing. Anytime an enemy adjacent to the Arbitrator fails a willpower resistance test for the first time in a round, that enemy provokes an attack of opportunity from the Arbitrator. Okay. Maybe. That has some good combination with, oh my god, what is this? Can wield 2-handed shotguns in one hand? Yeah. Oh wow. Whenever the Overseer uses their archetype ability, the Overseer and their Familiar gain +1 deflection until the end of combat. That's pretty good. Okay. Then we go to Exemplar. Sorry, it's going to be a little bit of leveling up. So, first Exemplar ability here. Not sure if there's going to be one specifically for the Overseer. So I don't know if this counts as an extra turn, the stuff that he does with the dog. I don't think so. Because the dog doesn't take turns in a traditional sense. Oh, I mean, that's not bad. Strong hand. A shield one. I'll take that. I think I'm just going to always have him with the shield. Alright, what was the last one here? The Steady Hand of Justice. With a one-handed shock baton or a one-handed power maul equipped, the arbitrator gains 10% to parry and reduces weapon skill of enemies hit. So his weapon skill isn't that good. He's a shooter. We kind of already have something for this, so I don't need Grenadier. There's probably going to be some nice... hold on, what's cover efficiency? That could be potentially good. Not unpredictable, no? Tenderize, I'll take that. Give him a little bit of extra area. Fun times. Second tier archetype. I'll give him this. It's a little bit of extra health. And now we can actually take toughness, so I will take toughness. So we can give the doggo a bit of health as well. Alright, what is his, should have seen that. Okay, so currently has 67, so we could give a toughness upgrade right now. I'll take it. And then another common talent here. Oh, whoops, sorry. No, that's fine. And what's going on here? Toughness training as well. Alright. Then we can take another one of these abilities. Entrench? Or dash. We'll go with dash. Oh, what's double slug? Shotgun. This shotgun attack allows the arbitrator to make 2 single shots against the target. Oh. Interesting. Take dash, though. And then... obviously, some more demolition. Now, another exemplar talent. There's got to be some area of effect. Or, yeah, wielder gains +1 deflection if a shield is in their current weapon set. Yeah. Just make it tanky. Brothers in arms? No. Ammunition bags. No. I'll take Stronger Together. That one's generally quite good. So his toughness is currently at 72. I think that's fine. Ballistic skill is at 75, so let's up that to 80. And first tier archetype here. It's probably not going to be making too many second attack actions. It's tactical disengage. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. And then here... I think we'll take strategic adaptation. And take a bit more ballistic skill. Another second tier archetype. Talent... yeah, I'm... oh, hold on. Battle Mode Terror is not an ability. Okay, that changes things. I thought that was going to be like another battle mode, or like standby mode or something. But no, it's just a passive thing that always happens. So actually, yeah, we'll do Law and Order, and then take Coercion, and Tricky Defense. No, he's not wearing light armor. Steel Shell. Deflection is doubled against single target attacks. Character ignores 4 of enemy deflection. I think I'll take that. Pinpoint accuracy. With the shotgun. Very pinpoint. Pinpoint as in, it hits every part of you, including the weak points. So, joke's on you. It's super pinpoint. Alright. We're going in. Theoretically. Please don't crash. In fact, I will quick save. Because I don't want to have to do the leveling up again. If it does crash. I don't think it will, but you never fucking know. Alright, Bridge of the Heartless. Let's get up there. My apologies, that was like 20 minutes of leveling up. I'm assuming most of you don't mind. Part of this game's fun is the building of the characters, which is great. So, you can always skip through it if you want. We'll make it a little bit longer of an episode. Oh, hi, Magpie. So, there's a magpie that wants the oats on my balcony. The oats are there for the magpie, but the magpie is a little bit apprehensive about the oats. I don't know. He'll get them eventually. He'll work up the courage. Okay, what do we got here? Oh, we're trapped. Sargona's forehead is covered in sweat, and his expensive jacket is mottled with burn marks. His hands are in constant movement as he works the controls for the warp engine.
So, Von Valancius, you think you have won. Think again. I still have one last card to play. The Heartless has lost its Gallowfield, Sargona. A warp jump without it would be a fate worse than death. Even you are not crazy enough to... Want to find out?
Sargona's tongue darts out to wet his lips, and his voice drops from a shout to a whisper.
What's that thing you lawmen always say? Any last words?
Like 1,000 needles, the painful proximity of the Empyrean pierces your sorcery-touched soul, and you realize that Sargona is not bluffing. He is willing, he's ready, and... fuck. He really is willing to condemn everyone here to a terrible fate. Alright, we're gonna do an awareness test first. Hey, we failed. What a shock. Solomorne catches your eye, then nods subtly towards the most frightened of Sargona's guards and drags a finger across his palm, signaling,
that one dies first.
We could, yeah. This is kind of typical for us. Then again, we could just kill everyone. Do we want to give any pardons to anyone? No, actually, I don't think we do want to give any pardons. Do I want him to... No, we don't have time for that. We just got to, give Solomorne a 3-finger signal and attack the guard.
This has been a grand waste of my time. Now!
Another enemy down.
Well, you concentrate on your target, and the pirate falls under the onslaught of warp energies. Ooh, I literally popped him. So that's 2 enemies down, if we take the surprise. Covering you, Solomorne throws a flash grenade, such that its light masks Glyto's movement. A moment later, the Cybermastiff's jaws clamp down on the second bodyguard's leg. The captain of the Heartless meets your gaze, and you see in his eyes the desperate courage of one who knows he is doomed. He sneers, then pulls the warp lever engine.
Let the gates open! We are headed for the abyss, Von Valancius, and you and I have front row seats!
Your arrogance
Okay.
will be your downfall.
This is, pretty cool. probably could have gotten some of these pirates to fight for us, but I'm in the mood of massacring everyone, so we're not going to do that. Alright, Solomorne is wounded. Heinrichs is bleeding for some reason. I think he just does that. We've got to... Okay, hold on. Okay, so we got to destroy those. I should have brought more ranged characters. Okay, we have grenades, right? And he's got a psychic ranged attack, so actually that's gonna be fine. We'll leave him there. Kibella can actually kind of stand out in the open. I should not stand out in the open. Abelard can also stand out in the open a bit, but I should definitely not. So I'm not gonna. Okay, what am I gonna do? We've got to destroy these power shield generators. And then, 4 turns to warp translation. What do we got to do? We got to do something. Okay, turn off the backup reactors. Alright. So we got 4 turns to get to him. There's 4 of these power shields. Oh, that's also backup reactors. Do we have to do both? Or just one? Hopefully it's just one. Where am I going to... Actually, ooh, I wish I could see what's going to happen. I think I'm going to give Heinrichs a turn here. Prescience him as well.
Not me.
And then we're just going to let him go.
Done.
So then he can move... You can have range on that thing? You are not. Okay. That is a problem. And there you won't either. Actually, he might. That might just be some stuff getting in the way.
The Emperor
I don't know, maybe it doesn't draw line of sight in the same way. So, can we, power siphon this thing? No. Well, we can power siphon that jerk. Or we can power siphon Boss Man over there. Got 2 action points. Or we do all of the buffing.
Throne's glory.
No, we didn't get Abelard. Damn it. We'll do
Let's
Shield
see
of the
to it.
Emperor. Okay. Unfortunate a bit. Let's see, can we power siphon? No. Okay. So we've got to figure out how to damage these things. I don't have line of... Oh, I do have line of sight on this one. Oh, I could just one-shot it.
On it.
I'm going to do that.
Never stood a chance.
So this one's down. Alright. Then in that sense, or I should say, in that case, who's next? Captain Sargona, whatever. We're going to put that there. We're going to put the kill
I'll
zone.
see to it personally.
Strongholds. Got 2 action points left. Let's use them wisely. I should probably forewarning
I'll make it
Kibella.
happen.
She's gonna be out there. And we'll do combat
It's
locus.
as good as done.
Alright. What are you gonna do?
That's nothing worse. Hold on.
What was that ability? That was cool. Alright, Pascal can now go on out here. So Pascal could shoot that one, I think. If he walks right into the middle of these enemies.
Forward.
So we will...
My vow is
Does this double stack? I need to find that out. That must be something I must learn. I'm assuming not. Because I think the combat zones and everything are shared. Whatever. It didn't cost me anything. Machine Spirit Communion? I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that. What I kind of do want to do is smash these guys. I mean, that would probably do the job. Or I plasma... Can't do that, because I'm in close combat, of course. Oh well. Well. Helmsman Yorgus the Ripper is now having a slightly rough time. Can I do it now? I don't know. You have a gun, so now... No, I still can't shoot with my plasma gun. I could, hit you with the axe. Get a debilitating shot on you. Okay, I want to drop a Machine Spirit Communion down here on you guys. Did that affect him? No. It just flashed over him, but I guess that was just him using the ability. Which makes sense. Okay, where's Sargona? Can't target you with that. A shame. Okay, Joint analysis, everyone can use the exploits. Drop some exploits on this guy. So why not? We'll drop a blitz stratagem here that anyone else can get here very easily. I'll drop a stronghold stratagem because he's standing in it, so that's going to be useful. And, yeah. Turn. Abelard. So we have to go this way. It is the only way. So if I go right here, then I can blitz in here, right? Correct.
Indeed.
Alright, Abelard is going to do some chopping here, so we'll make this guy our sworn enemy. He is a pirate, filthy pirate after all. I'm sure Abelard doesn't like those, for reasons. Reckless Strike.
Victory is imminent.
And, chop chop.
Target well struck.
Brutal. Charge that one? Or can we charge that one? We cannot charge that one, so we're going to charge this guy.
I took care of this one.
You did take care of that one. And we'll do, brace for impact. He's probably going to get shot up by a lot of dudes.
Take you.
Okay, Iron Arm to Gabella. We can drop a,
More trouble than it's worth.
now Abelard will be affected. We can drop Hammer of the Emperor. Light of the Emperor will restore wounds. We don't really need to do that. Does anybody need warp speed? Kibella probably needs some warp speed.
Lord Captain.
So we'll do that. Okay. Psychic powers are going a little bit crazy, so we'll have to be a little bit more careful. I say as I use another psychic power. Okay. So we got him a little. We still have 3 action points left, so I could charge someone. I can still move, technically. Alright, why don't we, oh wow, we've got range. So we're gonna move on over here. And I could, theoretically, charge the thing here. I don't know if I can, actually. But we'll get rid of that one. Can I, so we can come back up here.
For the throne's glory.
Blitz stratagem, and then we can use our, aim for the opening.
Alas, no. I
Misclicked.
won't object to it.
And then we can, Death Whisper.
Let's see to it. The Inquisition.
Unfortunately, he's still alive. And we'll, endure. Okay. Keep Bella. Well, we can finish that guy off, and then we can kill that pirate gunner right there. Let's actually go for this guy first.
A dance of blades and shadows.
Oh yeah, and we should use our, kind of starting abilities here. Where are they? I need to, like, move these on the, thing here. Exsanguination can go down here. And, sorry. Blanking on which one it was. There was definitely another one. Reckless Abandon, yeah, okay. Alright, I'll keep that up here. That there, and we'll have our movement stuff be down here.
I shall not fail.
Okay, Reckless Abandon and
As honor
Exsanguinate.
ordains.
And will you one-hit kill this guy? Yeah. Alright.
Trust me, death is a blessing.
Okay. Then we can use Dance Macabre to run over here. Oh, yeah, then we have the slight issue of we can't,
As honor
yeah,
ordains.
we'll just do it like that. So he's dead.
Successfully terminated.
Then we can, Dance Macabre our way down here. Can we jump to him? We sure can.
Trust me. Come.
Okay.
The other side awaits.
The other side awaits. Let's
The
acrobatic
shadows
artistry.
will see it done.
Just to get her back up to here. And we'll do a Veil of Blades
As
this
honor
way.
ordains.
So that ends her turn. Now we've got to destroy that beacon or power generator. So I'm gonna move Solomorne right up here, and I think he's got a
Orders supersede pain.
whoops. Okay, guess we're not going to be able to do that. I should have re-equipped him, because he can one-hand this shotgun. I don't think Glyto is going to be able to do much here, so... What's his Fury? That's his Fury. He's got 3 Fury, alright. So he's got his own little mechanic. I'm not sure if that's specific to the Arbiter. What? Okay, our chance of hitting him isn't super high. Do concentrated fire, just to make sure that if we do hit him...
One less.
Well, that worked. Alright. Why don't you run and gun, then we can move over here. Then we can Grizzly Adjudication some more people. You, maybe? Or you? Let's get you. Alright. Exciting. I should have swapped back to the shield, but too late for that now. That's a Xenos. That's a Drakari. With a blaster.
Executed.
Let's get to it.
That guy died for some reason. I guess he got friendly fired.
Let's get to it.
Okay.
A colossal mistake.
I'll brush this off.
Okay. I'm getting shot. I gotta take out more of these, things here. Actually, let's take this one out. I think this is gonna get us to, the guy. So let's shoot this. Oh, god damn it. Alright, anyways, it's destroyed. So, this is down. That's great. Unfortunately, I am rather exposed. So, you can give a turn to Kibella, because Kibella can get here.
I'll see to it personally.
Okay. Apparently I can't move on that tile.
And retribution.
Sure. Up we go. So we've just got to take him out. Ooh, I am so close. It's fine, we can get there. It's not the way that I would have wanted to. So we can still use Death Waltz on this guy.
Let the blood of the wicked be shed, as thou hast willed.
That was it. Okay. Yeah, Death Waltz is definitely better against multiple targets. However, he's got some bleeds on him, so now we can do where it hurts.
I shall not fail.
And I can deliver a powerful single attack here, or I do, no.
As the tenant, let your
Brutal.
soul be purged. The shadows will see it done.
And he's dead. Oh. That's unfortunate. Most unfortunate. Can I... Not enough action points. Okay. Well, hi. How's it going? Continue our exsanguination process. And, yeah. Chaos Spawn. Yeah. It doesn't really matter what I do with the, other things now, so... that one's broken. We've got to shoot one of these other ones, so I'm going to run Pascal right here. And then, oh, this is perfect. Oh. Okay, well, we'll move him here. And... let's drop a, rear stratagem here. We'll do a stronghold or kill zone. I think we want to do... well, combat locust to begin with. We'll do blitz. And I'll drop the stronghold. Joint analysis yet again. And then, yeah, we're gonna blow these guys up. Goodbye.
Trying the memory of this righteous moment.
Yeah, that was pretty effective. Okay, and who can take some... Anybody here that's particularly dangerous? Probably the Servitor is going to be the main threat, so we'll put some more exploits on it. And then, of course, we will do a Machine Spirit Communion, or Machine Spirit Banishment, I should say. Alright, end of turn.
My ears are ringing.
Abelard's turn. Well, everyone up there, except for the Chaos Spawn, is dead, so we're going to send Abelard in the direction of the Chaos Spawn. It seems like a place he would want to be. Problem is I'm not going to be able to get to it in any way, shape, or form, so we're just going to get near there. And I could throw a grenade at it. I don't know if that's worth it. Let's taunt it. At the very least, we can make sure it attacks him instead of Kibella. So, take defensive fighting. What is this? Forced distraction? Yeah, that's not relevant because we already taunted it. We'll take Sworn Enemy on it already. And, yeah.
Focus, Van Kellogg's. Focus.
Heinrich's turn. He's gonna go over this way. What he is going to do is... I think we want to power siphon the Chaos Spawn. That's going to do a reasonable amount of damage. But first we want to Iron Arm Abelard. Heinrich's is fun as a Psyker, I will say. We want a Shield of the Emperor. We want a Hammer of the Emperor.
Glory.
We're really playing with that Psychic bar here, but it seems like everything's going fine. And, yeah, let's slurp up some of its life essence. Alright, that was pretty good. Alright. End turn. Okay, so he's like, I don't care that I'm being taunted.
There's only death. Yours.
So I guess
or
it
mine.
passed a test. I could have looked at that. Anyways, I don't think it's going to matter very much, because I think it's still going to die. Yeah, let's jump on over here.
My blade. Your name.
Oh!
I
Interesting.
am your blade and shield.
Oh, we gotta move into here. And then I'm gonna turn the backup generator
Death
off.
is a blessing.
Okay, we just have to activate one of them. Cool. And Kibella can just move forever, so we're gonna have her do that.
Death
I'm gonna
comes
run her
in
all the way over
silence.
here. I don't know how the fuck she's moving this fast, but whatever. And why don't you do Blade Dance?
As honor or come.
One
The
dead.
other side
Two dead.
awaits.
Kill that one.
Killing
Alright.
brings me no pleasure.
Then we can Dance Macabre. Almost to
I
the spawn.
shall not
But we can
fail.
jump. Alright.
Trust me.
Have to be on this side. Down
The
goes
other
the Chaos
side
Spawn.
awaits.
And, hi.
As honor ordained.
You thought you were getting away? I bet you did. And then there's the Xenos Mercenary. How close can we get? We can always, oh, we can Dance Macabre again.
Trust
Hilarious.
me.
This is awful.
Let your soul be purged. As the tenets demand. Death is a blessing.
Wow. Okay. Kibella kind of good. I think I'm gonna end her turn. I think that was good enough. Oh, hi. Heinrichs must have summoned. We have some zombies have risen up as well. Poxwalker guards. Alright. Interesting. Anything else? Just the Plague Bearer? Yeah, they're not so bad. Where's Solomorne at? He can... maybe... Actually, why don't you send the dog? So we want to use...
Let's test our skills, Glato.
advanced tracking. And then
Glato,
run.
We're undertaking this task.
We're gonna run on over this way.
We've got a job to do, Glato.
We Blitz Stratagem? No, we don't have Blitz Stratagem activated. So, the ability that we want to use is Apprehend on the Servitor, but he can't get to the Servitor. Okay. Most unfortunate. We could apprehend the Poxwalker, but it'll probably just kill it. Let's just apprehend the Plague Bearer then. Wow. Okay. And then you can just bite it.
Let's test our skills, Glato.
Oh, that's Growls. Whoops. My bad. What is this? Oh yeah, Torrent of Fury. Still only has 3 Fury. There's no one to attack with him, really. I mean, I could dash into a slightly better position, I suppose. I just don't want to shoot my allies, which, yeah, with concentrated fire, I will inevitably end up doing that. So if I move here, I can't really tell. Alright. No, just out of range. That's also just out of... Well, it's not just out of range, but I will hit Cyrene and the dog, which is not ideal. We won't use that. So what I'll do instead is protect
Later,
Cyrene.
we're undertaking this task.
Which does immediately cause him to attack. That's cool, because there's an enemy right next to her. That's pretty nice. Alright. I need to figure out how to use the arbitrator. Okay, Robert, you said the overseer wasn't all that good. I mean, I hope you're wrong, not because I want you to be wrong, but because I want the overseer to be good. But we're gonna try it out, and honestly, the game's not so hard. So this might be a first time ever. But Cyrene's going in for a melee kill.
You never stood a chance.
Alright.
I'll see to it, personally.
We're gonna have Pascal go. So we have kill zone stratagem. Hold on, what does that do? Not useful. So what I'll do instead is, I think I'm just gonna give Pascal a turn. We'll worry about the rest later. So he's just gonna move right here. We have a nice little group of friendly people right here that are just in a perfect place for vaporization square to occur. So, yeah, goodbye. And then we're gonna shoot that one. He is a savant of destruction. I believe him. Is that it? No, there's still these poxwalkers. Jerks. A lot of them. Okay, we'll, no, we won't do that. We don't need to worry about this in the slightest. Lightning Arc as a heroic act. Well...
Here's my perfect moment.
Fantastic.
All targets eliminated. Perimeter clear. I suggest we return to the flagship and debrief.
I want to have a look around first.
Acknowledged. We'll depart when you're ready.
Alright, let's do some looting. And then we should also equip Solomorne. Okay, there's some regular-ass flak vests. We don't need these. So we'll always add these to cargo. These shields, I reckon we're going to find better shields. I'll hold on to one. Alright, Helmsman Yorgus the Ripper didn't have anything. Okay, I was expecting some sort of big weapon on him, but apparently not. What's this? Enforcer Light Carapace. I'll grab... No, we don't really need to
Always
take that.
keep your eye on the prize.
I got it anyways, whatever. Alright, what about these chumps? Regular Enforcer Light Carapace. Always add... Here. I'm gonna get rid of the other one, too. Alright. Does this Xenos Mercenary have anything of interest? Experimental Psi Amplifier. The wearer's first psychic power used in this round is calculated as if its Psi rating were increased by 3 and always triggers psychic phenomenon. Great. I'll hold on to that. That could be fun. Logic.
Operation
Stored on the Cogitator is a chronicle of various deals Sargona made with the Drukhari. Okay. Cool. Guess that's that.
I always have a backup plan.
Good chest here. Dark Swiftness has a consumable and a monofilament grenade along with some Xeno stuff. Not too crazy. We can force access with a logic test right there. We'll do that.
The machine god grunts.
The cogitator obeys and reveals Sargona's secrets, including information on a hidden cache in one of the systems of the Expanse. Okay. Hello there. Silence of Shael is a long las rifle. Not sure if this is better than Irliet's other weapons. Gains psychosomatic trauma. Okay. Not sure what that does. That's interesting, regardless. So we'll take it.
Rise to the top, or get
So
left
Sargona
in the
didn't have
dust.
anything. Oh no, I guess he did. The Chaos Spawn was Sargona. That's probably where the psychic amplifier thing went, or came from. Alright, let's get out of here. Actually, first, before I forget the third or fourth time, or however many. So we can do that, apparently. Yeah. Shotgun and shield. Give it to me. Let's equip him. What's his armor? Reactivator armor. Reactivates range is increased by 2 when using reactivate the wearer against 24 temporary wounds, and then plus 12% armor. The dodge penalty, yeah, is a thing. So we should give him medium armor because he ignores movement penalties from medium armor. The Venom chainmail? I don't know. What about efficient breacher's armor? So he can parry with ranged weapons. That's potentially good. Doesn't look as cool as the Arbitrator's armor, I will say. This has slightly better properties. We do fight humans more frequently, but it doesn't look as cool. How much should coolness be a factor? Well, I mean... Hold on, we have a different shield here. Insulator shield? We both have 25%. So he just has a basic-ass shield there. The insulator shield is better. So we'll give him that. It's very small. It's more of an Ogren type of shield. Which is kind of cool. So where'd the armor he actually came with go off to? The Armor of Hidden Promise is a light armor, which is lame. He doesn't have Taunting Scream. Grants the wearer's ranged attacks 2% extra damage. He doesn't do single shot attacks. We'll see what headpiece we can give him. He's got high agility, but yeah, I mean, it's currently not good. Where shots in melee range have 20% bonus to... Yeah, that's going to be pretty nice. We'll give him the Swashbuckler's goggles. He's already got some goggles as is. Yes, we'll do that. Honestly, I'm going to give him the Venom chainmail. That looks kind of cool. A little bit savage. How much better is this shotgun? Substantially. So we're going to give him Crescendo. Is there a better one? This one. By an unfathomable amount. That looks funny to use in one hand, but screw it. It's also not an Arbitrator shotgun. But it doesn't look bad, so that's alright. Okay. Gear. He's got his headpiece. As much as I'd like to give him the Enforcer helmet, he does not have Taunting Scream, so we gotta do something here. Okay, so we gotta pick one of these upper items here. I think I'm going to do the Unholy Relics. Why is our Arbitrator carrying around Unholy Relics? Don't ask questions, that's against the law. Okay, we probably don't need that, considering he doesn't have much of a psi rating. Whenever the wearer dodges an attack, they become the priority target for the attacker until the wearer's next turn. That could be kind of good. His dodge is not bad. 76. It's not bad. Hold on. Increases ranged attack distance by 3 cells. That's insane on a shotgun. That's actually very, very noticeable. Probably don't need that. Full cover against all ranged attacks, maybe. So the force field emitter might be nice. We got the halo device. Oh, that thing looks menacing. He's not doing Deadeye. Not doing pistol stuff. Well, the enemy finder's kind of nice. So you can hit multiple targets with that. I'll take that. Ooh. Oh. Oh, demolition instructions. Hello. Alright, what gloves? He does not have a heavy weapon. Does not have a psychic staff. Doesn't need that. Doesn't need that. Attacks of opportunity would gain agility bonus. I think he technically has an agility of, yeah, 55. So plus 5 damage? Maybe. He's going to be using non-damaging grenades. He does not have an automatic weapon. Nah. Okay. Where was it? I think I'm just going to do the Avenger Gauntlets. Alright, as far as boots go... Breacher boots? Maybe. Improved lightweight boots are kind of good. Navy breacher boots. Okay, that is interesting. I like that. You kind of have to play around it because it immobilizes you. But it will potentially allow him to attack twice. Alright, now he needs a cloak. We've got a lot of cloaks. Bear with me. Once again, you can skip ahead if you don't care. Wearer gains a 15% bonus to damage against enemies that dealt damage to the wearer this round. Nah, too specific. Hold on, what was this? No. 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 Honestly. Anti-cargo. Cloak of Shadows is nice. Whenever the wearer suffers a trauma, if possible, all allies immediately attack their nearest enemy, with the attack normally costing the least XP. Emergency Voxcaster. That sounds really cool. It just sounds fun. Yeah, I like that. Let's check equipment here. So we don't need the crack grenade. I mean, it's good. Dreadmonger grenade, absolutely, but we gotta get some non-damaging grenades. Stun grenade, yes please. I'm not sure if this counts as a non-damaging grenade. It probably doesn't. But an immobilizing grenade is definitely a non-damaging grenade. And, yeah, the Dreadmongers are pretty good. I'm just looking at which ones we've got a lot of. Mind Scrambler. Yeah, we can take a Mind Scrambler. Put in all kinds of stuff here. Secondary weapon set. Honestly, I guess a melee weapon of some kind. Do we give you one of these big old saws? This makes 5 attacks. Yeah, this one's just... this one does have better AP. Though I think this is the better one. Fuck it, I'm gonna give this to him. just because it's kind of cool. Is it good? Probably not, but looks cool. Yeah. Alright, so he's equipped. Wanted to quickly take a look at Kibella here, because we do have some interesting swords. I should probably... Oh, this is a two-handed. These are the one-handed. Okay, we will have the second weapon set be one-handed, just in case. Hold on, that's kind of good. So we'll do it like that. Okay. Oh, hold on. These are one-handed. Whoopsies. So swap that out. And then we do that. Alright, you have the two-handed there and the one-handed. Okay. Everything was fine, I just fucked it up. Typical. I might give her the shadow field. And again, the Voidborn's Pride is pretty good. She's killing a lot of enemies, and that's increasing her health as she does so. Maybe I won't. What's this thing? Oh yeah, no. The Dance Macabre nonsense. Yeah, we want to have that. That's helping her quite a lot. Helmet we're keeping. Alright, Glyto can get stuff. Interesting. Oh my god, the smell of fear. Let me check the other ones. That's absurd. Oh, okay, and then this makes it much tougher. 300% more damage. The apprehending Cybermastiff attacks the apprehended target whenever an ally other than the Overseer attacks it for the first 4 turns. Okay, so if we, like, apprehend a boss type of enemy or something, this is gonna stack up to be quite absurd. I think we can ditch the lower rank ones. Then there's this one. Death Grip. 5 strength and this one's objectively worse. The ability's kind of interesting, but it's objectively worse than the others. As far as these two go, these are both very good for different reasons. But I'm gonna go with pack hunting. And yeah. At the start of the apprehended enemy's turn, the enemy must pass a... The smell of fear is nice. The protected ally gains the combat master effect. Okay, so if we use it more for protection, he would basically prevent them from being flanked. I'll hold on to that. But I think we can ditch the lower rank ones on all of these. And one thing that I want to do is actually respec a couple of characters. But I'll do that in between episodes. And then show you what I got. Because I want to have Idira and Pascal both be Overseers. Because Pascal could get a Cervical Swarm, which would be awesome. And Idira, you know, can get a Cyber Raven, which sounds like fun. Okay. Let's get out of here. The dog should be a lot more effective as of now. I'm glad we found that merchant. So, drop this video a like if you guys are enjoying the series, of course. So, my channel's a little bit in the pits of hell, though I was surprised the last episode of Rogue Trader didn't do too bad. My Path of Exile video did not do great, but I do want to finish that series. It's just, it's fun, and I like the lore of that game quite a lot. And it's not absurdly difficult, so... Check that out if you're interested.
Congratulations on the mission completion, Rogue Trader. On behalf of the Adeptus Arbites, I extend my thanks for your cooperation.
You and Glyto would have managed without my help. Actually, I do believe that dog could have captured the ship all on its own.
I doubt it. Cybermastiffs require commands. Either way, the Heartless is now yours, as agreed.
Alright, not much one for a sense of humor. Keep that in mind. Maybe he'll grow a sense of humor? I don't know. Like, Kibella had a lot of character growth. I reckon they can do quite a lot with him as well. Your ladyship, if you would permit me to interrupt, I'm pleased to inform you that the boarding team has presented a most extraordinary gift to your dynasty. The heretics were keeping something of rare value in their hold. Our engine seers have completed all the necessary rituals of cleansing. This trophy is now all yours. Stygian pattern dual module macro battery. Okay. Can be fired twice per turn. Alright. And fireproof ceramite plating. We also discovered a large supply of provisions, weapons, and He catches himself, having seemingly just remembered Solomorne's presence and other valuables, which will be loaded into the flagship's hold with extreme assiduity. The ship itself is a most impressive acquisition for the dynasty also. All it requires is some light repair work. Janus rubs his hands together in anticipation. What would you have us do with it? You could present it to our trading partners. I am confident that they would put it to good use. Alternatively, we could transfer some of your subjects to the Heartless and use it to increase trade between your own worlds. A profitable option, to be sure. So we could have it repaired. We could get rid of it for scrap. That's dumb. No, let's repair it. Have the Heartless repaired. Certainly. And what did you have in mind for the ship afterwards? Let's take it as an escort. I want to see the Heartless as my escort. Once it is cleansed and restored to its proper state, have it protect the flagship. The factotum's eyes dart over the data slate in his hands. I believe we can perform all the critically necessary repairs on the Heartless within the shortest time. Only the fighter launch bay and certain parts of the hull might pose some difficulties. It will take longer to fix those. Regardless, the vessel will be ready to serve the dynasty without delay. Awesome. Well, now that all the financial matters have been resolved, allow me to graciously take my leave. The valuables must all be meticulously inventoried. The factotum offers you a deep bow, glancing sideways at Solomorne, who seems to be in no hurry to leave. Alright. The arbitrator and his dog both watch as Janus leaves, then turns to you.
There's one more thing, Rogue Trader. Your performance aboard the Heartless was highly appreciated. As an additional token of gratitude from the Adeptus Arbites, I will be joining your personal security detail, at least until we arrive on Dargonis to meet with the Marshal. He has business to discuss with you, and I have a mountain of reports to write about this operation.
Assisting the Adeptus Arbites is the duty of every subject of the Imperium. I will take you to Dargonis as soon as circumstances permit.
I hope those circumstances arrive soon. The longer our journey, the longer the criminals remain outside the reach of the Emperor's justice.
Solomorne nods at you, gives a quick salute, and leaves with Glyto at his heel. Alright. We have recruited Solomorne. I think we should also go talk to him. Get some more, information on him. I hope he's more voice acted than all of this. So I would like to save my voice, then maybe I can record a second episode already. That's always the block here on recording lots of Rogue Trader at once. Is it does tend to trash my voice. Doing all these different ones. That coupled with the tabletop role-playing campaigns that I GM, which I also voice lots of different characters. Marazai. I don't really feel like talking to Marazai. There's Ulfar as well. Is that him? Yeah, there he is. Let me talk to the dog.
Greetings, Rogue Trader.
Ah, good.
I would like to report that Glyto and I have finished our initial inspection of the upper decks. The list of infractions ended up being 5 pages shorter than expected. I'm beginning to worry that a servant of the Lex might have little to occupy himself with aboard your ship.
Yeah, we got Abelard on that. Where do we start?
Am I imagining it, or do you seem relaxed?
I doubt such a word could ever be accurately used to describe an arbitrator, but there is some truth to your observation. Since we're not in combat, I permit myself to stand at ease, which is to say, I'm standing by on full alert.
I'll make the hand signal for understood. Solomorne responds with an equally curt gesture, signaling his assent.
Tell me about the Adeptus Arbites.
We are servants of the God Emperor's law, made manifest in the Lex Imperialis. The Adeptus Arbites uphold order on the scale of the Imperium and bring merciless punishment to offenders.
What types of crime do you usually handle?
The most significant ones. Beyond the Expanse, the Arbites not only enforce tithe collection, but also ensure that every planet obeys his law and that the Imperium's authority remains unchallenged. Corrupt governors, crime syndicates, rebels. Not a minute goes by without some parasite trying to take a bite out of the Imperium. We destroy any who dare trespass against the law.
What about witches and archenemy cults?
Those are indeed the greatest threat to the Imperium, and I never leave a heretic I meet without a bullet lodged inside him. But such matters are primarily handled by other forces, which are influential enough so as not to be mentioned out loud without a reason.
Nice. So if you see someone trying to murder an innocent man whose life is irrelevant to maintaining order in the Imperium, you simply walk on by?
Unless said man's innocence has been previously established, such as during an investigation. In any other scenario, murder is just a common disturbance. My intervention is only required in the case of an attack on an administratum functionary or some other important figure. Then, I must take measures.
Okay. Yeah, it's so grim that, like, murder is just... Yeah, it happens. If you're not important, the law is not there to protect you. That's not entirely true. You do have lower level law enforcement. Most hive worlds, most settled worlds will have some sort of local jurisdiction. The RBTs are like, again, they're the actual imperial cops. The local law enforcement would handle stuff like petty crime, which I guess murder is petty crime in the 41st millennium. The whole, like, Warhammer crime subgenre of books, which I only read one of them. It's one of the ones on Varangantua. I think they're all on Varangantua, actually. But it dealt with, like... Yeah, this, like, drug-running cell that was... yeah, they were doing, like, cell draining. And draining people of their life to basically create... budget rejuvenat treatments for rich people. And, like, the main character, you know, tracks this down. It's this whole long thing. It was actually really good. I'm generally not a fan of crime thrillers. I find them a little bit boring. However, I fucking love crime thrillers that are set in, like, sci-fi or fantasy settings. Like, sign me up. I love the mundane. The more mundane type of stuff in different settings. Don't like mundane stories in a mundane setting. But put a mundane story in a fantasy or sci-fi setting, and I'm all over that. Anyways.
However, if I have an assignment to carry out, I will ignore any distracting factors. The duties of the Arbites are above everyday crime. We collect the tithe that feeds the military might of the Imperium and sustains its authority over many worlds. To be bogged down in trivialities is to commit a criminal waste of time and resources that have been granted to us to serve the absolute of the law.
Alright. Very focused on the task.
I am at your disposal.
Just how far do the powers of the Adeptus Arbites extend?
Quite far, which comes as an unwelcome surprise to many in the Expanse.
Yeah.
The Arbites pass the sentence and carry it out summarily. Only the highest echelons of Terra and servants of the Inquisition and rogue traders here in the Expanse can expect the privilege of a trial. Planetary governors, nobility, clergy, To an arbitrator, they are all equal before the law.
Let us talk about the Lex Imperialis. I am curious to know how you interpret its essence.
Testing me, are you? That is fine by me. The Lex Imperialis is both a code of law and the word of the God Emperor himself. For millennia, his decrees have been amassed and preserved on Holy Terra, in the Hall of Judgment, alongside the High Lord's orders. It is at once a titanic collection of edicts and a holy text.
It sounds as if it is impossible to know the Lex Imperialis in its entirety.
It would take longer than a lifetime to read through even a fraction of his law. But there are fundamental, integral prescripts that every arbitrator knows verbatim. These are the Injuncta Cardinal, inscribed on the walls of the Arbites precinct fortresses and etched into our ammo casings.
Awesome.
We quote them as the indisputable truth and recite them like psalms as we charge into battle.
Cool. There is a reverence in your words that feels almost religious.
As it should. The codes of the Lex Imperialis are my prayer, and I believe that every arbitrator's service is sacred, for it brings this imperfect reality closer to that inscribed in the Book of Judgment, closer to the God Emperor's will.
But every world still has its own laws.
It does. Your capital world operates under the Lex Sargona, formed over many generations of the Von Valancius line. However, the Lex Imperialis is the final word in every debate. It stands above any legal directives a planet may have, for it comes from the Emperor himself. I am listening.
What is the mission of the Adeptus Arbites in the Coronis Expanse?
To collect and guard the tithe. That does not mean we ignore other violations of the Lex Imperialis. We simply act within the scope of our limited resources, the first of which being our small numbers. Here in the Expanse, many believe themselves to be too far from the civilized parts of the Imperium to have need of the law. The presence of the Adeptus Arbites helps to remind those people that the Lex Imperialis is in effect wherever there is at least one human being.
Alright. I wish to know more about you.
You prefer to have a better understanding of the people you travel with. That makes sense. Ask.
Where are you from?
Port Wander in Calixis. The gateway to the Expanse, a monumental station, always covered in ships and bursting at the seams from all the dealers, pilgrims, mercenaries, and criminals. Compared to Port Wander, Footfall is just a lifeless rock in the void.
I believe... So I've played the tabletop games Dark Heresy and Rogue Trader. I believe I got Footfall and Port Wander confused. And I was kind of... Yeah, at some point early in the game, I was expecting this, like, picture, which Footfall did not match. And I didn't mention it at the time, because I figured, oh, it's just a different artistic interpretation. But actually, what I was picturing in my head was definitely Port Wander, now that I think of it. Great. Totally forgot about Port Wander. I thought it was Footfall. Where in the Coronis Expanse were you living prior to coming aboard my ship?
On Dargonis. Lady Theodora gave the top level of one of the spires over to the Arbites. A noble house used to occupy it, before it decided to stick its hand into the dynasty's coffers. By offering us such prominent lodgings, your predecessor both reinforced her ties to the Arbites and made an unambiguous gesture toward the nobility. She was a shrewd woman and unforgiving.
She was. How did you find Dargonis?
I must admit, I was pleasantly surprised. I'd expected something far less civilized, given that the Coronis Expanse is on the outskirts of the Imperium. Instead, Dargonis may even compare to some Calixian worlds in status and stability.
Yeah. How did you become an arbitrator?
How? The short answer is the Schola Progenium. But I doubt you'd be satisfied with that. My father was an arbitrator, a good one, or else they wouldn't have found him in an alley filled with bullet holes. Someone who served with my father told me he was shot with 10 different weapons, and that he took at least 4 of the bastards down with him. I was sent to the School of Progenium right after that, and the mentors there forged me into an arbitrator. I was an eager student, thanks to the example of unyielding duty and dignity my father set for me. The only thing I didn't need to borrow from him was hate. He didn't instill that. It was always with me. I never doubted that criminal vermin deserve only execution, but it was my father's death that truly crystallized my hatred, made it complete.
Remember, hatred is a good thing in 40k. Not so much in the real world. Were you able to avenge your father?
No, I didn't want to. There was a time when I wasn't sure what to think of my father's death. Or rather, I tried not to think at all. I didn't look into the case, or for any other reason, to go back to Port Wanda. Arbitrators are never assigned to their homeworlds anyway.
Makes sense.
But when I was leaving Calixis, our ship spent several days docked at the station, and so I permitted myself to go to the spot where my father was killed. I stood there for a while, and nothing. I knew that another arbitrator would have already seen the investigation through. I had nothing left to do there.
Very pragmatic. This guy's like the most pragmatic character we have. Hatred does not come from nowhere. It must have been your father's influence. That's not necessarily true. You haven't said a word about your mother. Who was she?
From what my father told me, she was a principled woman of poor health. She died in childbirth. Not having known her might be the sole regret of my life.
Definitely not gonna do number 4. That's mean, and I don't think this guy's lying. Well, it seems you were born to become an arbitrator.
Born? I don't believe in predetermination, but I know that every man's destiny is to serve the Imperium. In my case, the Imperium deemed me worthy of an Arbite's rank, a heavy shotgun, and Glato. Not sure what else there is to wish for.
What brought you specifically to the Coronus Expanse?
You should ask the Marshal. I got my assignment, and that is all I know. I assume it's due to my experience. Collecting tithes from worlds bordering on savagery, and where people haven't seen a living arbitrator in 3 generations, is a task best left to a veteran.
We're not gonna say that either. What kind of assignments did you handle before you were appointed to overseeing tithe cases?
I suppose I have what you would call a proven and diverse track record. Investigations, rebel suppressions, punitive raids, dozens of completed operations.
He concludes dryly without any hint of pride. It's all just work. Have you been on any especially dangerous cases? I would like to hear about your accomplishments.
There was this one time. I was part of a raid on a gang of mutants. I excelled in battle, received an award, and was promoted to Proctor.
Not a
That is
storyteller.
all.
You're not getting off that easily, Solomorne. I need details.
Very well. Have you ever been eaten alive? I have.
Now we're talking. He raises his metal hand and slowly clenches it into a fist.
That raid I mentioned was compromised. The enemy had been tipped off to our operation, and we had walked into a trap. Some mutants decided to chew my arm off. That was a mistake. Since I couldn't free myself, I pushed my hand down his throat, grabbed something inside, and used him as a shield. While the thing was gnawing on my bones and spraying me with ichor and my own blood, I opened fire on the rest of the scum. That little maneuver bought my unit a few critical seconds.
Brutal. I am fortunate to be fighting on the same side as you.
Fortune has little to do with it. You have formed an alliance with the Arbites, just as your predecessor did. My presence here is only the expected result of your decisions.
Alright. Let's talk about something else.
I'm listening.
What about your Cybermastiff?
You hear that, Glato? The rogue trader herself is asking about you.
Why did you call him Glato?
His serial number is GL80. Glato is easier to say in Gothic. Many give their cybermastiffs striking names like Slayer or Thunder. I'm fine with Glato.
Yeah, that checks out with everything we've learned about him. It's just like a slightly more efficient way to say the serial number.
What can your dog do?
He mostly provides combat support. He is trained in both lethal and non-lethal ways of disabling a target, with the ability to analyze a situation and then decide on a course of action. Glato is a good tracker too, and he can spot basic evidence. He also knows over 100 commands. In general, he is more resourceful and diligent than most people I've met.
Can confirm. What about his augmetics?
Glato, ready! The frame is mostly metal, with armored plates covering the vital segments. The jaw is reinforced. Crunching a leg off is like tearing a hair out for him.
He turns Glato's head to give you a better view of the fangs, as if their terrifying size were not apparent to the naked eye. Awesome.
I don't even know a tenth of all the things Glato is fitted with, but it's an impressive list to be sure. Take the sensors in his nose for one. A cybermastiff is like an odor analysis laboratory. Alright, that's that. Glato, attention.
He stares into his eyes, straight into his eyes. Generally not something you want to do with the dog, but this dog is a little different. He's built differently, quite literally. What commands does he know?
They range from kill and guard and the like, to more complex guard and patrol protocols. A protocol is a combination of behavioral patterns, which the cybermastiff follows according to the present situation. In other words, I don't have to control Glato all the time. He can adjust and react to the circumstances on his own.
So that might be a reason to actually put him into standby mode, because then he's basically going to act independently, so you don't have to spend AP for him to actually do stuff. Interesting. There's a nice trade-off. It's cool. Again, I don't know how good it is, but in theory, that's a cool, very cool way to do like a pet mechanic. In a game that you already have a bunch of characters, so... we're not going to command his dog. That's annoying to do to people in real life who have dogs, to command their dog. Unless you know them very well, then whatever. But, so we're definitely not going to do that with the Cybermastiff. That will do.
As you wish.
Is he fully servitorized, or is some part of him still a living dog? I mean, I'm assuming he's still mostly alive.
Generally, cybermastiffs have all aspects of their animal nature removed, but Glato is a special case. His submodel takes a dog's loyalty and instincts as a hunter and guard, and renders them absolute. He is neither a dog nor a servitor. He is something much more. A cybermastiff, a living weapon in service of the law.
Alright. You cannot shake the feeling that your questions has offended Solomorne somehow. There's a certain vehemence in the way he describes Glato's outstanding qualities. Okay.
He only listens to you, then?
Correct. Both his training and his augmetics ensure that Glato only accepts orders from me or from my superior officers. Apart from having the obvious benefits, it also serves to prevent disarray on missions involving multiple cybermastiff handlers.
I see. Hello, Glato.
Cybermastiff pricks up his ears, examining you with an intelligent look that seems anything but bestial.
You are a fine and loyal companion, aren't you, Glato?
I must remind you that Glato is a living weapon. If you like the number of fingers you have, do not touch the dog.
I suppose my fingers do have sentimental value.
Wise choice.
Do I give him some dried meat? I don't know. I don't know what he eats. He's looking at me.
Does Glato have a favorite type of training, or some other pastime of choice?
Sometimes I let him play with heretics' corpses.
Okay, he does have
That
a
was
sense.
a joke. If you're asking about entertainment, that concept does not really apply to an Arbite's dog. But I like to imagine that Glato is enthusiastic about training with me, that he enjoys running long distances at my side, and during target practice, he always seems eager to hear me give the attack order.
That can't be all of it, can it?
Fine. Let me satisfy your curiosity. I do have a special exercise that helps to sharpen Glato's hunting instincts. I take a few ammo casings and hide them in hard-to-reach places. One time, after a raid on a manufactorum, I gave him a whole abandoned workshop to run around in, but I also played a trick on him by throwing one casing onto a ceiling beam. Then it was Glato's turn to play tricks. He waited under the beam until I walked up to him. Then he jumped onto my shoulders and climbed to the top. He cut my temple open with his claw and almost broke my clavicle, but he got the casing.
Good dog. I think you and Glato could do with your own training ground. I will order a space be prepared in one of the compartments, and have it outfitted with everything you need.
The equipment needs to be sturdy. Glato is unstoppable when he's not holding back. Thank you.
Serve with duty and honor, Glato. Alright. Well, as for you, it must feel strange to be without your unit.
I've never been a part of a rogue trader's escort before. That said, I adapt to change more quickly than you might think. And as long as Glato is with me, I can handle any transition.
Good. Then I have other business to attend to.
You know where to find me, rogue trader.
Alright, I like him. Once again, good characters all around the board. Good character writing. Fun stuff. Alright, I am going to do some reworking, and you know what? I'm actually going to do this right now. So if you don't care about watching yet another respec of 2 characters, then this is a good place to sign off, and I won't think anything of it. So to those of you who don't care about that, I will catch you in the next one, and hope you have a good evening or whatever it is, wherever you are. And Ash Heritor out. Now, for the rest of you, we're going to talk to Danrock, and let's get going with... let's start with Pascal. So, obviously we'll start him off as an operative. Yes, I do have another class, but I'm not going to use that. That's in a personal playthrough that I haven't really gotten far in at all. There's probably some new talents here, like that one, for example. New Sphere Hacker, which is interesting. 10 tech use and logic. No scope? What? Can you 360? Alright. Yeah, I do have some mods, so there might be some modded talents thrown in there, but I'll take instant exposure. We are going to want ballistic skill. Pinnacle of weaponry. Yeah, we want that. Perception bonus is 10 or higher. They gain +1 AP and ignore enemies' deflection. That's another stat. I want to make this work on somebody, but that is another stat I then have to invest in. He's already a stat-hungry boy, so we're not going to do that. Okay, what's Uncanny Sight? Oh, I like that. So, another ballistic skill here. And then I absolutely want Precise Attack. We'll take Joint Analysis as well, don't you worry. Tech use. And then Continuous Analysis. Yeah, continuous analysis is good. Steel of the Forge. Yes, please. Do the dismantling attack like that. Take some logic here. And some more logic. And some weapon skill. And, defensive pattern prediction? No. Passive learning. Yeah. Yeah, that one's good. And then we get some other stuff. I guess we'll take some Medicae on him. No, joint analysis, obviously. Okay, yeah, filtering protocols is great. Ballistics calculation. I don't know. Weak body, weak soul. Yes. More weapon skill. More intelligence. Maybe. I mean, Medicae Mechadendrite's always good. However, I feel like it falls off a little bit in the late game. That ain't bad. Scanner Mechadendrite, I'll take that. And we'll do the Intimidation one. And we're good. Okay, then we go to Overseer. Fun. Servo Skull proficiency. Oh, we could take Cyber Eagle proficiency, but I'm going to go with the Servo Skull Swarm. Okay, so lots of things. So we still have consolidation and advanced tracking. For one round, the Servo Skull Swarm gains +10 intelligence and fellowship. The effects triggered by its signal abilities affect targets for one additional round. The signal is replaced with another signal. The Servo Skull is just... Okay, yeah, and then it's... Okay. What does the Servo Skull do, baseline? We can't... Okay. Extrapolation. Its key stats are going to be agility and intelligence and fellowship. It might just be intelligence and fellowship. Okay, Servo Skull Swarm is a versatile support tool that enhances the Overseer's combat capabilities. Thanks to the persistent extrapolation effect, it can transmit the effect of the Overseer's abilities to multiple targets at once, healing and empowering groups of allies and weakening groups of enemies. Additionally, the Servo Skull Swarm can influence the course of battle through its signal abilities. Medicae Signal helps allies regain wounds. Provocation Signal wreaks havoc among enemy lines, forcing them to attack each other, and Priority Signal distracts the enemy and improves this familiar's defense. God, Provocation Signal sounds fun. The relocation ability provides the Servo Skull Swarm with additional mobility, allowing the Overseer to move it where it's needed most. I mean, yeah, that sounds fun. Yeah, Provocation Signal. At the start of their turn, each enemy in a 4-cell radius around the Servo Skull Swarm makes a willpower resistance test with a -20 penalty. Each enemy that fails makes a free attack against the closest possible creature, ally, or enemy, if possible, after that, and then they act normally. That's really fun. Okay. So, Autonomous Medkit. It's going to increase the max wounds, but that's by toughness. Let's see here. There's some unique Servo Skull ones. When the Overseer extrapolates an ability through the Servo Skull Swarm for the first time in a round, they regain 1 AP. That sounds great. We'll see how that works. I have no idea. Overcharge. The Servo Skull Swarm immediately heals to full wounds. Yeah, okay. Until the end of combat, the Overseer's allies also ignore the cover of enemies that are under surveillance. Additionally, allies within a 4-cell radius around the Servo Skull Swarm are immune to critical hits. So I feel like it just has an aura around it. Anyways, we'll take more ballistic skill. And then we've got some other talents here. Yeah, I want to check the other ones. Unseen Support. While the Overseer is or more cells away from the Serval Skull Swarm, their fellowship is increased by 10. I don't think that matters too much. I will take suppressing factor. That's going to be good, because if it's going to be provoking stuff, it's going to be flying in and among enemies anyways, so we'll do that. It's a priority signal. Okay, that'll make the swarm a priority target. I don't know if I want to do that. What does strategic adaptation do? In this case. Okay, it's the same. So there's Medicae signal. Yeah, consolidation might be a way for Pascal to actually get close in, which could be fun. But I don't know. I might do Medicae signal. Or priority signal. No, we'll do Medicae signal. Grab some tech use. Okay, emergency stimulation. Once per combat, the Serval Skull Swarm can save an ally. If that ally suffers lethal damage in a 4-cell radius around the Serval Skull Swarm, that ally regains the Serval Skull's fellowship bonus divided by 3 of their max wounds and remains in combat. Then the Serval Skull Swarm suffers a bunch of shock damage. Minus the Overseer's Medicae. Okay, so we do want to have some Medicae on him, which we're going to get anyways. So it's good that that's there. So, what else do we want to have here? What's exposing communion? Close-up scanning here. Oh yeah, I mean, we want aiming protocols, obviously. Field modification. Whenever an enemy in a 4-cell radius around the Serval Skull is hit or becomes the target of exposed weakness, each exploit removed from that enemy grants the Serval Skull Swarm a plus 1% armor and dodge bonus until the end of combat. Every 10 exploits removed grant 1 deflection. That's fun. That's really fun. We'll give him some more intelligence. And more tech use. Yeah, we do the same thing here. Self-learning algorithms. Whenever an ability extrapolated through the Serval Skull Swarm affects allies, the Serval Skull Swarm gains plus 1 fellowship. Okay. Whenever such an ability affects enemies, it gains plus 1 intelligence. Sure. Sure. Utility Mechadendrite. 10 tech use and demolition. We don't need that. Yes, we want skirmish protocols. We'll take some weapon skill as well. And then we'll take some logic. And yeah, I don't know how good that is. So having this with priority signal would be good. I'll take strategic adaptation first. Oh, unseen support is 5 or more cells away. Then they get that. Okay. Safe shelter. If the Overseer or their allies are protected by partial cover in a 4-cell radius around the Serval Skull Swarm, they are considered to be protected by full cover. That's fun. Prediction protocols. That's with melee weapons. Overcharge protocols. Oh yeah, yeah. Of course. Take some more intelligence. Take some more logic. And then, oh! Impure Force. Fun. 12 shock damage to each enemy it passes. That's not very much, though. Wish that was more. If it was more, I would take it. I think I'm actually going to grab an effect here. So we want is it heavy armor proficiency, right? So he's got to be able to wear heavy armor. So, or no, it's power armor. Power armor proficiency requires strength 45. Right. We do actually need to give him some strength. I forgot about that. You know what? I'll get a strength modifier here.
Then we can pick another common talent. We'll take the ballistic skill 1 here, and then yeah, I'll take that too. All right, let me go to exemplar. Hold on, there was I do not know what all of these do off the top of my head anymore. Okay, pinpoint accuracy is a good one. Okay, +5 to all characteristics is going to be really nice. So now we can take here, we can do, this is a first tier archetype. Tide of Excellence. Yes, Tide of Excellence is pretty nice. And we'll take some tech use. Second tier archetype talent. We kind of have all of the second tier archetype talents that I want, so I will use this to get some common talents. I'll take prediction protocols. No, I'll take the Medicae Mechadendrite. Screw it. We'll take it anyways. Now I'll take strength. What's the strength currently at? Can't see, huh? Damn it. I think he should be at 45 at the moment. So that should then work for power armor. Let's check. No. Okay, so still needs a little more. Obviously, we'll take the plasma weapon expert. Even though it's like +2 max damage isn't that good. Power weapon. Swift movements might be better. It will not die is always good, so I think I'll take that. So now I'll take tactical knowledge. I think. Yep. Operative removes 1 exploit from each enemy in a 5-cell radius around a point within 10 cells of the operative. If there is only 1 enemy in the area, the operative removes all exploit stacks from that enemy. All allies gain okay, a certain percentage of armor until the end of combat. That is pretty nice. Tactical knowledge. I'll take it. We'll take some more tech use. And then we get another exemplar ability. Okay, know-it-alls are just good. What's Masterful Precision? No, that's with Deadeye shots. Okay, peak condition. Okay, I went overkill on the strength, but that's fine, because more strength equals more melee damage. So, now, with the second tier archetype here, we could take, what is prediction protocols? Yeah, we'll take prediction protocols. And I think we're good on the strength, so I'll take some weapon skill to just make him better in close combat. And then we have a first tier archetype talent again. Offensive pattern prediction. No, what was joint defense? Yes, or joint offense, I should say. It's good. And then we'll take priority signal, which was the idea to begin with. We'll take a little bit more ballistic skill. And then we have a second tier archetype talent. I would like a common talent. What's up, scanning? Applies Machine Spirit Communion on melee attacks. It is fun. I'll give it that. Machine Spirit Communion applies 1 stack of exploit on all affected enemies. So we can use it more offensively, which is cool. Some logic here. And, yeah, alas, he's not going to be able to get the power armor right now, so... yeah. Unstoppable is cool. Just can't have his movement points reduced. I like that.
Yeah, so he's got 50 strength now. Okay. Still can't wear power armor, but that's alright. I think we need to, yeah, we'll equip the servo skull with a thing. We'll see what these do. Okay, so there's 3 options. This is 10 and 10. This is 20 fellowship, and this one's going to be 5 fellowship and intelligence. Okay, so the inanimate shield. While any signal effect is active, the servo skull gains 3 deflection and always counts as being partial cover, or cannot be over-penetrated and counts as partial cover for its allies. Okay, and this is 10 fellowship and intelligence. Once the servo skull swarm's wounds are reduced to 0, it deals 48 shock damage and with 50% armor penetration to each enemy in a 4-cell radius. Fun. This is 20 fellowship. The servo skull swarm can maintain multiple signal effects at a time. Awesome. Done. That's what I want. And Pascal. Oh, I was trying to get power armor. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. But whatever, he's wearing it. I guess it works. What was this? He's missing an item here. Oh, it may have been one that was specific to strategist. I don't know. He can take another one of these. Interesting. 20 tech use? I mean, 20 tech use ain't bad. Let's check, because might be something better for him. Okay. I might just give him the 20 tech use. That's that one. Alright. Needs a tech use of 185. Is that better than Jai's? No. Jai's tech use is too good. We should also quickly level up Argenta here. I'm not going to do anything further with her. We'll give her a kick. She needed strength 45 as it was. She already has toughness 50. We can give her more agility. Could give her more willpower as well. Willpower's pretty good. We'll give her more toughness. And then a second tier archetype. What's all out? No. Custom to glory? No. Contempt for the weak? Quarters training? Oh, yeah. Close quarters training. Amazing. Choose a common talent. What about the Emperor Protects? 5% chance to ignore an enemy attack. Litany of Purification. Right. No. So let's have a look here. What's instant retribution? Oh, that's with shield. Okay. Defensive maneuver? Also shield thing. Well. Stronger together is always fine. Extra stats for allies. Yeah, her main thing is demolition, so give us demolition. And another exemplar talent. Pinpoint accuracy. Already got it. Masterful precision. No, it's Deadeye shot thing. It's a single shot thing. Right. So, know-it-all is going to be intelligence-based, right? Yeah, alright. Critical velocity. Yeah, that's pretty good. Cassia. Held in my gaze is always good, but what does Vigil Beyond Time do? Right. That's like a mark and recall. And Reveal the Light. 30 willpower and toughness until the end of combat. I'll take Reveal the Light. Actually, extra willpower is good on a psychic team. We'll give her more perception. She's got like all of these. That's a second tier archetype talent. I mean, she's scoring a lot of hits, if they are indeed hits. So, this is going to depend on whether or not the lidless stare is a hit. Personal involvement? Oh, that's great. Personal involvement, yeah. Fantastic. Alright, common talents. Yeah, I mean... maybe any stats that you could use? Honestly, we'll just give her more willpower. Why not? It's more, awareness, actually. It's your main thing. It's incredibly good. And then, so you have malign influence already? Yeah, she's making a lot of people fail willpower tests. So... let's see here. None of these are ones that I think are great, but let's have a look. Oh my god, Cataclysm. She hits like everyone. Alright, then we're gonna level up Idira a second time. Because I want her to have a Cyber Raven, because that sounds like fun. Okay, Idira, where are you at? There you are. Yep. Of course, going to be an operative. So, choose a skill. Will be Lore Warp. Choose talent. So, we obviously want to get a lot of the psychic talents instead of the operative talents here, so we will do that. Yeah, second sight is good. I'm not going to be getting them in any particular order. Willpower and perception. Pretty great. Yeah, unnatural luck is fantastic on her. And Fatebringer. It's great. More willpower. Then we want on her to differentiate her from Cyrene. Take Dominate, so I won't do too many of the same abilities. So, let's just get all of these ones first. Edge of Fate. Yeah. Flawless Plan. It's great. Yeah, we'll do the Intimidation one. We got all the lore warps, so I think we take Awareness as well. And more Awareness. And now we take Perception. And we go to Predicted Downfall. Gonna get all of those. We're out of these two, so now what? Coercion? What are you better at? Lore Imperium. You don't seem to know a whole lot about the Imperium. We'll give her coercion. She can be scary, after all. Dominate. Dominate is fun. So we're going to be making her mostly a telepath. And at some point we got to get the Psyker Minoris. And we'll take some of these other ones here. Visions of Doom. Pretty nice. Perception. And do agility. I think, yeah. Then warp mines. That's fun. Yeah. And this one. Let me make her an overseer. With Cyber Raven. Warp relay. Whenever the overseer uses non-attacking single-target psychic powers, except those granting extra turns, on their Cyber Raven, they are applied to all relevant characters in a 4-cell radius around it. That's fun! That's really fun. Enemies in a 4-cell radius around the Cyber Raven are under surveillance. Okay. And Purification Discharge. The Cyber Raven deals the Overseer's Psi rating times Familiar's willpower bonus shock damage to the 3 closest enemies in a 4-cell radius around it. Awesome. And we got some fun new abilities here, too. Okay, complete the cycle. The psychic power relayed through the Cyber Raven this round is relayed once again. Alright. Okay. Interesting. That's Evil Eye. Enemies in a 4-cell radius around the Cyber Raven suffer some warp damage and gain +1 stack of Perplexed until the end of combat. Love it. Mind Thief is fun. Yeah, Mind Siege is also fun. Get Overcharge here. Until the end of combat, the Overseer can relay attacking psychic powers through their Cyber Raven. Alright. Oh boy. Okay, Bound by Warp. Enemies in a 4-cell radius around the Cyber Raven have their willpower reduced by Cyber Raven's willpower bonus. Then we have Castigating Echoes. The effect of psychic powers relayed through the Cyber Raven is calculated as if Psi rating were increased by 1. Amazing. Stabilize. Allies in a 4-cell radius around the Cyber Raven gain 15 temporary wounds and +11 armor for 1 round. That's fun. We do also need to get some of these abilities, but we'll take Stabilize for now. And we've got to get more Psi rating on Idira here. So we'll quickly do that. We'll have a common talent come up. Yeah, fuck it, I'm going to do it now. Some Perception. So many of these here. Mind Breach or Mental Breach? Mental Breach. Yeah. Okay, choose talent here. What's Sacrificial Penance? Whenever a psychic power is relayed through the Psi Raven, it suffers 3 direct damage and gains +3 willpower. Stacks. Not great. At the start of each turn, if Veil Degradation is 15 or more, all creatures in a 4-cell radius around the Cyber Raven suffer 9 warp damage. That sounds fun. It's not much, but it's a little bit of a, you know, just a passive damage tick, which is always good. Yeah. Okay, so Bound by Warp was an option. There's Psi Resonator. When the Overseer relays a psychic power through the Cyber Raven for the first time in a round, they regain 1 AP. Amazing. And then we want to get, I think, Psychic Barrage. That's going to be great. I guess we'll take some Fellowship. Or do we... No, we should actually take some Intelligence, because that'll also help with some of the other operative stuff. Okay, so some more awareness here. And now we want to take Psychic Assault. Psychic Assault is fun. But we will want to take a buff of some kind. Okay, warp buffer. If the Overseer is within 4 cells of the Cyber Raven, whenever the Overseer triggers Perils of the Warp, it affects a random enemy inside that area instead of the Overseer. Oh. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, more passive damage within pure force. I'll take that. And then we've got to get Aftershock. Yes. More intelligence. More awareness. Okay, we gotta get some of these here. There's stabilizing fact. No, we want Psyker Terminus, obviously. And then Psychic Conduit. After triggering Psychic Phenomenon or Perils of the Warp the first time each round, Psyker's next Psychic power costs 1 less action point. Yeah. And yeah, we'll take that one. Fun. We go to Exemplar. All right. Malign Influence. Absolutely. First tier archetype talent. Obscured Threat is pretty handy, especially now that we can channel through the Raven. That's going to be a lot of fun. Weak Hearts. I mean, she can blind people. Suffer 10% more damage. Fantastic. Yeah, more willpower. Adira. Then, so let's see. Active or advice and guidance. The first time in combat that an ally becomes the target of Psyker's psychic power, that ally gains 10 weapon skill and ballistic skill until the end of combat. Fantastic. So there's Mind Rupture is good, but we might also want to get something like Foreboding. Although Prescience. This would be really good to use from the Raven. You can just hit the whole party with it. Which could be fun. I mean, she'll have the other one as well. Forewarning. And again... Oh, Mind Bond with that would be insane. Absolutely. Mind Bond. Holy shit. So her willpower is going to be way better than basically everyone's. Okay. Next up, we want... She's not doing melee attacks. Not doing that either. Professional know-how? No, that's not good. Yeah, I don't know. These are a little bit more tricky as a Psyker. Whenever the character deals damage to an enemy, that enemy suffers 1 stack of degraded defense for every 6 damage that the character has dealt. Whenever the character's ally that attacks the enemy, they deal 1% additional damage for each stack of degraded defense. That's good for, like, focus firing bosses. We'll take that. I reckon there will be some challenging bosses again. Every Perils of the Warp increases momentum by 19, thriving in peril, obviously. I mean, she's doing Perils of the Warp all over the place. Pain Channeling. She'll be killing people, or Mind Thief. I think we'll do Mind Thief, and she's going to get way out of hand. Second tier archetype ability. So, there's always complete the cycle. Relayed once again, though I'm trying to think which... Yeah, that's good for like an offensive psychic power. Or something that stacks, but a lot of the psychic powers don't stack. As far as I'm aware. So I don't see that being very good. We'll have a look at Mind Rupture. Oh, God. That's great. That looks like a ton of fun. Okay, yeah, pain channeling is a possibility. But we're going to take Psyker Extremis, of course, and then down here we want subtle manipulation. Yes. Some more awareness. And a last one here, Contagion. Oh, she's applying all kinds of nasty stuff, so Contagion's going to be good on her. All right. Awesome. Excited. There's still the Cyber Eagle. I would like to try that out. But I'm happy, like, I have 2 officers, that being Cassia and Cyrene. I could put it, Cassia is literally just a navigator, though. Actually, hold on, Jai. No, I'm happy with Jai being a Master Tactician, because she's actually using the Master Tactician abilities. No one's gonna have the Cyber Eagle, unfortunately. I'll test that out on another character at some point, I guess. Anyways, this was a lot of fun. Checking out the different stuff that comes in the Overseer class. It seems like conceptually and thematically a really cool class. I love support classes and I love pet classes. And this is kind of both in a lot of interesting ways. So I'm excited to try them out, especially with Idira and Pascal as well. Might bring Solomorne, just go like triple Overseer. Tons of pets. Pets everywhere. Did I decrease their effectiveness? Potentially. Do I care? Not really. Like, we're blazing through the encounters in this game pretty easily. I don't know. Maybe it'll spike in difficulty later. And I'll need to rethink my strategies. But at the moment, I think our builds are pretty good. Yeah. Anyways, that's going to be all. So drop this video a like if you've enjoyed it, and I will catch you in the next one. Heritor out, and the Emperor protects.